Hello everyone, once again. So we are here in our lecture 2 of C++. As I promised you yesterday that I will teach you how to take inputs in C++. So I'll be fulfilling my promises today. To do that, open your Eclipse IDE. If you haven't installed it yet, I'll share the link in the description from where you can download it, and also there's a whole tutorial of installing the Eclipse plus this user interface theme. Okay, now we want to go to our projects that we created in our previous lecture. Oh, wait. So here we are once again. Our Eclipse IDE. Okay. So this was the program yesterday. I will be updating this one. So as I told you that you need to cram this part. I guess you probably have done that. So now we need to understand how to take inputs, but before that we need to learn something quite important, that is about data types. C++ offers some data types. Those are actually now called primitive data types, because in the future in object-oriented programming that I'll be teaching you, you'll be designing your own data types. Now what are data types? There are few data types: int, and then you have bool, you have double, you have float, you have string, and then you have, what am I missing? Character. Now every data type declaration has this syntax that you need to type the data type keyword. Like if I want to declare integer, I need to name it. I'm going to name it as my integer, my int, and then I need to give it a value. An integer is nothing more than a digit without a decimal point. So this is an integer, and this double forward slash is used to do a comment. So in order to increase your readability, just for the sake of easiness, sake of ease, I think. Now my bool is equal to, now bool can be either true or false, so go ahead and write true. You can write false as well, like false. It has only two values. I'll be declaring as 2. The double is anything that has a decimal value. Float is something the same but has a greater size than the double. You know, in order to hold greater precision, like 2.444, or like price tag 1.999, and how many nines. So this is something to do about precision. Well, I recommend you don't get into the details, because there's not, yeah, now we have the error. What is the error? Go ahead and click this. Yeah, so you can see Eclipse is telling me that I haven't given it a name, so it's a syntax error. So in order to give it a name, I go ahead and write my double, and here similarly my float. You can name it anything you want. Now string isn't sorry for this. It's focused. Yeah, okay. String isn't a data type by default in this IOStream library. In order to use string, which is the collection of characters. What are characters, by the way? These are anything assigned in double quotes, and anything that is on your keyboard which is printable is actually a character. So combination of those character adds up and make a string value. So yeah, first we need to hash include string, and soon as I include this value, this file, it will say okay, yeah, look, it understands now, and strings are written in double quotes. This is now null, I mean empty string, or you can write Abu Bakr the Great. Hahaha. So this is a string value. Now we made a lot of variables. Now there is something more. Now these variables are easily mutable. Mutable is something that you access the value and change them. In order to do that, you need to write their name, my int. But before that, go ahead and see out the values. My int, and then endl. The function of endl was explained in the previous video. I'll leave that video in the pop-up window. And let's run this program. And 12. Now ignore these errors. Eclipse is just trying to say you that you haven't used these values, but you have declared them. So these are nothing but decreasing the efficiency of your program, but doesn't give a huge effect on your program. So you can see my integer, my int, holds the value 12, which I assigned it to it earlier. Now I'm going to access this value and I'm going to change it to 13, and then I'm going to see out it again. So once I've done that, you can see the value is changed. So now it was 12 on this line. After assigning it 13, it's 13. So this is mutability, or call it mutability. Is a cool name though. Now we need to understand about const keyword. It's used to declare something which is constant. So const int character string double, anything, any data type can be declared as constant. So once it's constant, it's must that you give it a value on the spot. If you don't, then it's going to create a bigger problem. I forgot to give it a name again. My const integer. Yep. So now if I try to mutate its value, my const int is equal to 25, it's going to give an error. Let's run the program, and there is an error exists in the active configuration of project into proceed with launch. Updated program, but the last executable that it has created. So click cancel, and let's watch what are the problems. Assignment of read-only variable my const int. So it's trying to say that you have done an assignment of a constant read-only variable my const int in the file into.cpp. It's the current file I'm coding into, so it's given a problem. So now you know that we cannot change. Here too you can see warning, 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 and here is the error. So error are shown on the top, and it's giving you line number 24 right here, column number 15. It's like going corrector by corrector. So here is the error. It's underlined by a red line. If you remove that into .cpp, and the program comes to life again. But now I have to fulfill my promise, don't I? So to take input, we need to create a signal, just for the sake of ease for us. And here I'm going to say enter the input. CIN is that secret function that is to be used. You're going to use to do an input. But this time the operator, you may have noticed, has changed its side. First it was outwards, now it's inward. Let's go ahead and build a program. Always save resources before launching. So now it's asking for input, and when it's asking for input, the program is sort of paused. So now I'm going to give an input 12. So it's taken the input, and now you can see this return 0. It has returned 0 in this bracket. So this was that final signal to our operating system that the program has successfully executed its each and every statement. So we've done it. Now we need to output this value, my integer, an inline, and don't forget the statement terminator, that is semicolon. Enter the value 12, and it's now giving an output of 12. So it's something like this. Isn't it simple? So today we learned about declaring the variable, which is like you give the keyword of the data type, whether it's integer, it's bool, it's string, or any data type. Then you give its name. Then you use an assignment operator. Then you give it a literal or a value. For example, an int, its name will be any integer is equal to its value in the statement terminator. And cout is for console output and uses stream insertion operator. On the other hand, we have a function called CIN that is for console input, taking an input from console from the user, and uses stream exertion. I think it's the wrong word. Exertion, or what was the word? Forget it. It uses this symbol. Okay, so it's opposite of insertion, exertion, or exertion. I think uses these words will always confuse me. Exertion, I think this is the spelling operator. What? Open. quick fix, quick search text, reference, declaration, quick fix, exertion. Okay, so it's exertion operator. Yeah, hurrah, we got a name. So this was all, guys, for today's lecture. Go ahead and try making your own program. You can go ahead and try, you can do console output of enter your password and then you enter something, and tomorrow I will show you how you're going to compare your password to your original password and understand how does the password works. So till then, again, keep smiling, stay smiling, and spread smiles. Allah Hafiz. Safe. Thank you for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe and share the video, like. It keeps me ignited, boosted,